let go, let go, let go. I feel like this message comes through every fall, but it's because it's always the biggest, the biggest thing, and it's always hard. It's always a challenge to let go of the biggest thing that we're being called to let go in the fall. Oftentimes we don't want to do it, or we, one day we're like totally ready to, and then the next day we're like, but, and so, if that's you too, if you haven't taken the time to sit down and tune in with what you need to be releasing, the trees let go of their leaves so new ones can come in the spring. We have to do the same. What are you called to release this fall? The harder you hold on, the more it's gonna hurt this winter. And so if you can really, really tune in, really be honest with yourself, really be prepared to do the work that it's gonna take to let that go, knowing that maybe you don't have to let go of everything. Maybe it's just one thing, or step by step, or you're not going to be able to let go of it like tomorrow, that it is going to take like all the rest of fall and winter. It's going to take time, but to release it, to release your grip on it, and to trust. Surrender into what your heart, what life is calling you to move into next. Maybe it's just letting go of an idea or a belief or a way of seeing things, which, I'm saying just, but, it's not always like a material thing, right? It can be material though, too. And just always seeing like the purging and the decluttering from our lives, physically and also like emotionally and spiritually. Removing all that no longer serves, so that you can keep realigning, keep moving into what is for your best, what is for your family's best. So keep letting go, because there's it can be projects. Like for me, there's definitely project piece. Often, that happens, because it's like you get so many ideas. Like I get so many ideas. And so just like free yourself from feeling like you have to tackle them all. Feel yourself from feeling like you have to do them all right away. Know that there's so much time. That was the message that came through in the last heart journey. Just this reminder that there's so much time. You have so much time. So just take things step by step. And there were some other things that I actually wanted to touch upon in what came through during the last heart journey. And that is that that sometimes we feel like we're at a dead end. So that sometimes we think with that dead end that we have to like throw everything away to be able to choose the new path that was coming through in that last journey. But sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes it is. But in the journey, we saw like a dead end, like a rock bottom almost even, for like a certain situation. And so, but in the bottom of the floor, suddenly like there was a hole that emerged, and we could go deeper. And we could go deeper. Yeah, I hadn't considered that it's actually deeper and more depth, and not even just like a new surprise opening, because that's what it is also, and that's what I wanted to say, that it's a new surprise opening, but it's actually a new depth. And just letting that sink in a little bit more, because a new depth is much more exciting. I mean, like, yeah, a new opening, a new possibility is exciting too, but a new depth means that there's like a new depth to perhaps like some of the amazingness that you're experiencing already, which is like, ooh, really cool. Like a new depth to the love that you're capable of feeling, a new depth to like the knowledge, the knowing, the understanding, the truth, the freedom, the integrity of like being in alignment with who you really are and what your values really are, and continuing to show up for that, and continuing to show up for how it is that your heart calls you to contribute to the world in whatever way that is. There's new depth to that available to you if you're prepared to go deeper, to go past whatever it is that feels like rock bottom, that feels like a dead end to you, and to accept this new path, this new opening that will bring you to that new depth. But it means you're gonna have to let go. It means you're gonna have to let go of whatever it is that you're holding on to that's keeping you at this plateau right now, wherever you are. And so again, it's a process. Not necessarily going to happen overnight. Again, sometimes it can. Sometimes there can just be like these, whoa, you totally get it, and bam, big change happens. Big change happens really fast, and it's not always like that. And actually, the biggest changes that I've experienced in my life usually took time. Letting go can be a leap for you. Part of the letting go might involve will probably involve a big decision or a decision of some kind, and a commitment of some kind, or a change of some kind. And so that might be a leap for you, big or small. Like taking a leap can be just like even pausing, actually taking time for stillness. That can be a leap. It doesn't have to actually look like some kind of action, though it might as well. So just really recognizing how this leap that you're going to take, and I just love talking about a leap, because at the beginning of the year, I always like to pull a tarot card as a kind of a year card, and my card was leap. And so I feel like I've been taking some certain leaps throughout the year, and I'm feeling called to take another one, and it requires a certain amount of letting go for me and other people involved in the leap, because that's also it too. Like sometimes you're letting go if what you want to create next for the new year involves other people, they're also going to have to do the work of letting go, of facing what that means, because if we're letting go of a project or something that that we've been wanting to do, that's very dear to our hearts, at the end of the day, the truth is that, again, if other people are involved, you can't eventually have to let go. In our case, it's projects that have been involving other people for 6 years, and anyway, I don't think I'm going to go into that, but yeah, you have to recognize if other people are involved in your letting go, that you can't control other people, and they're going to do what they're going to do, and sometimes that means letting go of people. Doesn't mean forever, but you gotta do what you need to do for yourself to feel more of that expansion, to feel that calling of more of who you really are and what connects you to life. All right, so I'm gonna go on that note, and I will see you in a heart exploration journey soon, unless this feels good enough. I know, I'm gonna see. Okay, lots of love.